So question is like this. So simple pendulum of mass m and a charge q is placed in this electric field, and this electric field is in horizontal direction. Clear? So find the angle made by the pendulum with respect to vertical and find the tension in the string, and similarly what is the time period of oscillation. That is the question. Come on, try to answer this one. Take 1 or 2 minutes of time and try to do this problem. Okay, come on. Come on. So this Bob is having a charge of q, no? So if Bob is having a charge of q and if it is placed in an electric field, definitely it will experience a force of repulsion. Okay, ma? So it will try to move in the direction of electric field. So definitely it will make some angle theta with respect to vertical. That theta value you are supposed to find out. Second question is you have to find out the tension also. And if this pendulum, if I slightly disturb this one and release, then it will experience a motion also. It will oscillate with some time period of oscillation, which is called a simple harmonic motion. So that time period also we are supposed to find out. Okay, come on now. So initially it will be in equilibrium, no? So in equilibrium condition, what I can write? So if this is the pendulum, clear ma? Pendulum will be aligned like this. Why pendulum will align itself in this direction? Because this is the direction of electric field, no? This is the direction of electric field. So the positive charges which are present on this bob, they will experience force in this direction, no ma? They will experience a force of electrostatic force F is equals to Q into E. Clear? So that is the reason why it will try to move in this direction, but because of the other forces which are acting, the pendulum will be balanced and it will be making an angle of theta with respect to vertical. Clear? Now what are the other forces which are acting on this bob? Its own weight mg will be acting in downwards direction, no? Similarly tension T also will be acting in the direction of the string. Clear? So if this is theta, then this tension, how can I split this one? This tension, if this angle is theta, this is also theta, no? Clear, no? So therefore this tension I can split into two components. I can split like this. That's all, no? So this is a T cos theta and this one is T sin theta. Now what are the different forces which are getting balanced with each other? T cos theta is equals to QE. T sin theta. T sin theta is how much? T sin theta is equals to Q into E, electrostatic force of repulsion. Clear, ma? Similarly, one more force is T cos theta, and T cos theta is a vertical force, no? It is balancing the weight of this pendulum. So T cos theta is equal to mg. That's all, no? So therefore, if I divide both of them, then what I will get? If I divide both of them, I will get tan theta is equals to QE divided by mg. That's all, no? So therefore theta is equals to tan inverse of QE divided by mg. So this will be the angle made by the pendulum with respect to vertical. That's all, no? So first condition is satisfied. We have calculated. Then how can I calculate tension in the string? This T value, I don't know this T value, no? How can I calculate this T value? Very simple. Here I have T sin theta, here I have T cos theta. So square both of them and add them. Then what I will get? Then I will get T square sin square theta plus T square cos square theta is equals to QE whole square plus mg whole square. I can calculate like this, no? Clear, ma? So take T square common. If I take T square common, then what are the terms which are remaining? Sin square theta plus cos square theta. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1, no? So therefore T square is equals to QE whole square plus mg whole square. Clear? So therefore tension is equals to square root of QE square plus mg square. Clear, ma? So this is the equation for tension. Okay. Now one more question also we have to answer. No, what is that one? Time period of oscillation. Clear, ma? So time period of oscillation, what is the relation? Already we have written, no? So T is equals to 2 pi into square root of L by G effective. That's all, no? L by G effective. Now on this pendulum, what are the different external forces which are acting. Clear ma? So one is Q into E. This is one external force, no? And one more external force is its own weight, which is called as mg. Are you able to understand? So you have to take the resultant of these two forces. 1 minute ma. This is the result. We have, these are the two forces which are acting, QE and mg. So just you take the resultant of these two forces, that will become the total external force. Are you able to understand? So therefore, what is the resultant of these two forces? Resultant of these two forces is this one. That's all, no? So how can I calculate this value? So F net or F external force is equals to, so F external is equals to square root of mg square plus QE square. This is how I have to write now. So these two forces, they are acting exactly at an angle of 90 degrees. If they are acting at an angle of 90 degrees, then this is how I can find out the external forces. Clear, Nama? So therefore, if this is the value of external forces, then how can I calculate G effective or A value? A value or G effective is how I can write, ma, is equals to A is equals to F external divided by M. A is equals to F by M only, no? Are you able to understand, ma? Just calculate that one. Okay, first of all, make a note up to here. So therefore, G effective is how much? It is equals to square root of mg whole square plus QE whole square divided by M. That's all, no? Or if you want to take M inside this brackets or inside this root, then I can write mg whole square plus QE whole square divided by M square. I can write like this also. Clear, no? So therefore, what is the time period? T is equals to 2 pi into 2 pi into root L by G effective. Clear? So therefore, 2 pi into square root of L divided by G effective value is how much? Square root of, or M, can I take it to the numerator? Okay, let it be here only, no problem. So L divided by square root of, so mg whole square plus QE whole square divided by M square, or just you can multiply this one by M. So this is our equation for time period. Are you able to understand, ma? That's all, very simple. Come on, make a note of this one. Okay, ma? So all of you, tomorrow onwards, you should switch on your videos also, ma, so that I can see whether you are listening to the class or not properly. Tomorrow you should switch on your videos also, remember that one. So see. So a ball having a charge Q and mass M is suspended from a string of length L between two parallel plates where a vertical electric field is established. So find time period of simple pendulum if electric field is directed in first condition in downwards condition, second condition is it is in upwards direction. Are you able to understand, ma? So let us see what is the meaning of this one. So see. So this is a vertical electric field. Clear, ma? So initial condition, electric field is in downwards direction. It means this must be the positive plate, no? This must be the positive plate and this must be the negative plate. So a pendulum is being suspended like this. This is the pendulum. Are you able to understand, ma? So we are supposed to find out time period of this simple pendulum. If I just disturb this one and release this one, then this pendulum will oscillate with how much time period that we are supposed to find out. Clear? Come on, see how you can do this calculation. Clear, ma? So what is the charge possessed by this ball? Charge possessed is Q. Clear? And mass of this ball is M. Clear, ma? And direction of electric field in initial condition is electric field is in downwards direction. Clear, ma? Then what he gave? Length of this string is L. Length of this pendulum length is L. Okay? So we are supposed to find out time period of oscillation of this simple pendulum. Okay? Come on. So how can we calculate? Anybody? How can we calculate, ma? Students who are in the online, you are supposed to answer. Any idea? See, actually, what is the equation for time period of a simple pendulum? T is equals to 2 pi root L by G, no? This is the equation for time period of a simple pendulum. Are you able to understand, ma? So, what is meant by L here? L is length of the pendulum, and what is G? G is the acceleration due to gravity. Clear, ma? But here, if I calculate acceleration because of this electric field, clear? Then the same relation I can write like this also. No, I can write T is equals to 2 pi root L by A also I have to write. Clear? So here, what is this G? G is the acceleration only because of gravity. If pendulum is accelerating, if a pendulum is moving, if acceleration is only because of acceleration due to gravity, then this relation I can use. But if acceleration is provided by other forces also, then our equation I have to change like this, no? T is equals to 2 pi root L by A. Are you able to understand, ma? Now, how can I calculate this A value? How can I calculate? What is A basically? A is nothing but force experienced per unit mass. This is called as acceleration, no? Force experienced per unit mass of the body is called as acceleration. Are you able to understand, ma? Now, can you say on this simple pendulum, what are the different forces which are acting? What are the different forces which are providing acceleration? Clear, ma? For example, this is the body. Are you able to understand, ma? This is the bob. We draw the free body diagram of this bob. Clear, ma? So, how many forces are acting? Force mg is acting in downwards direction, no? Are you able to understand, ma? Similarly, it is having a charge of q. So, because of charge q, there is one more force also which is acting in downwards direction. Can you say what is that force? Force of repulsion also will be there, no? If this is the direction of electric field, positive charge will experience force in the direction of electric field. Already we have discussed this one, no? If electric field is in downwards direction, positive charge, this bob is having a charge of plus q. So, this plus q also will experience force definitely in the same direction. Are you able to understand, ma? So, therefore, mg and one more force which is acting in downwards direction is F, electric field. So, force due to electric field, how can I calculate? Force due to electric field formula. Force due to electric field, F is equals to Q into E. This is the definition of electric field, no? What is the definition of electric field? E is equals to force experienced per unit test charge. This is called as the definition of electric field, no? So, therefore, F is equal to Q into E. Clear, ma? So, now two forces are acting in downwards direction. Are you able to understand, ma? So, therefore, what is the total amount of force which is acting in downwards direction? Mg and Qe. Clear, ma? So, therefore, G effective acceleration due to gravity, or just I can call it as A. This can be written as, so what are the two downward forces, ma? Mg plus Qe divided by M. That's all, no? A is equals to F by M. What are the two forces which are in downwards direction? Mg and Qe. Clear, no, ma? So, Mg plus Qe divided by mass. So, this will become the G effective acceleration, or just I can call it as A. Okay. Now, I can substitute in this relation. So, therefore, T is equals to 2 pi into root L by A. So, just substitute. So, therefore, T is equals to 2 pi into square root of L divided by A, or just I can call it as G effect. Clear, ma? So, therefore, T is equals to 2 pi into square root of L divided by A value is how much? Mg plus Qe divided by M. So, multiplied by M. So, this is my equation for time period of this simple pendulum. Are you able to understand, ma? Come on. Make a note of this one and similarly solve the second question also. Okay, come on. Then even after attending for 1 year continuously, final knowledge will be 0. Understand, ma? Then after attending regularly, your practice should be very, very, very strong. Many times you have to practice with serious attention. Otherwise, all your efforts will be wasted like anything. Okay? Finally, you will put your parents in depression. Don't do that. So, Seema. So, a ball of mass m having a charge q, it is released from rest. Rest means what? Previously, this ball was in air. This ball was in air. From here, we are releasing the ball. Clear, ma? But there was an uniform electric field which is existing in horizontal direction. So, therefore, this is the direction of electric field. This is the direction of E value. Clear, ma? And somewhere from here, we are releasing this ball. We are just releasing this one. We are not throwing this one downwards. We are releasing this ball. Clear, ma? So, if I release this ball, then ball will try to fall downwards. Similarly, it has a charge of plus q also, no? So, this ball will experience horizontal force also. So, here ball will experience two forces. What are the two forces? One is gravitational force. Another one is electrostatic force also. Two forces are experienced by the ball. Clear, ma? So, one force which the ball experiences is Fe is equals to Q into E. This is one force. Another force is its own weight mg is also acting in downwards direction. No? So, mg is the another force which is pulling this ball in downwards direction. Are you able to understand, ma? Then, what is the first question? First question is find the resultant force acting on the ball. So, resultant force, how can I calculate? Let us see. Clear, ma? So, what are the two forces which are acting, ma? One force is QE and another force is mg. Then, how can you take the resultant of these two forces? You can construct a parallelogram law of addition, no? This is a parallelogram law of addition. Two vectors are joined tail to tail. Clear, ma? Then this will be my resultant. This is the resultant force. Longest diagonal will become the forces which are acting, no, ma? So, how can I calculate resultant in parallelogram law of addition? If this is mg, this is also mg. If this is qe, this is also qe. That is parallelogram law of addition, no? So, therefore, how can I find out resultant? This is a right angle triangle. So, Fr is equals to square root of QE square plus mg square. So, therefore, resultant force is equals to square root of QE square plus mg square. That's all, Nama. So, this is my answer for the first question. This is the resultant force. Then, what is the second force he is asking? Second force is equation of trajectory. Equation of trajectory. Clear, ma? So, can you say what is meant by equation of trajectory? Equation of trajectory means the relation between x and y is called as equation of trajectory. What is meant by x and y? X is the path followed by the body along x-axis. Y is path followed by the body along y-axis. So, you are supposed to take a relation between x and y. And in that equation of trajectory, time should not be present. Are you able to understand, ma? In kinematics, that is what we have discussed, no? Time should not be there. There should be just a relation between x and y. How body is traveling along x-axis, how body is traveling along x-axis, and how they are related to each other. Are you able to understand? Okay. Now, along x-axis, how can you write equation of motion? Can you see? Along x-axis, how can I write equation of motion? So, now we are studying both the axes separately. Because along x-axis, there is a different force. Along y-axis, there is a different force. Are you able to understand, ma? So, first of all, along x-axis, is it an accelerated motion or uniform motion? Along x-axis, is it an accelerated motion or uniform motion? If there is net force, then acceleration will be present. Along x-axis, there is definitely a net force. What is the net force which is acting? Q into E. So, definitely along x-axis, it is an accelerated motion. If it is an accelerated motion, then I can, what is A value? A along x-axis. A is equals to F by m, no, acceleration along x-axis. So, what is the force along x-axis? Q into E. That is the force, no? Along x-axis, the force which is acting QE divided by m. This is the acceleration along x-axis. Now, in a time of t, clear? How can I write equation of motion? I can use this relation, no? S is equals to ut plus half at square. Definitely I can use this relation. So, instead of this equation, what I can write? I can write, instead of s, I can write x, no? And what is the initial velocity of the body along x-axis? Initial velocity is 0 because just it is released from here. So initial velocity along x-axis will be 0. So this total term will become 0. So plus half, and what is the acceleration? Acceleration is qe divided by m. So qe divided by m into t square. So this is the equation of motion along x-axis. That's all, Nama. So half qe by m into t square. Similarly, I want along y-axis also, no? I want equation along y-axis also. Clear, no? So along y-axis, how can I write ay? What is the acceleration along y-axis? Along y-axis also there is one force, no? So this force is also pulling the body in downwards direction. So in downwards direction also it is an accelerated motion. Clear, no? So therefore ay is equals to again f divided by m. And what is the f in downwards direction? mg divided by m. So m and m gets cancelled. So ay is equals to g. Clear, no? So therefore, again equation of motion I can write s is equals to ut plus half at square. So instead of s I can write y. Initial velocity is 0. So half into g into t square. So y is equals to half gt square. So this is my equation number 1 and this is my equation number 2. Clear, ma? Come on, first make a note up to here. Trajectory means very simple, ma. Trajectory means, still we have not completed this one. Trajectory means relation between x and y. Clear? How body is traveling along x-axis. A body is traveling along x-axis according to this relation. And along y-axis it is traveling according to this relation. Now we are supposed to find out equation of trajectory. Okay, ma? So shall I rub this one? So see. So therefore, what are the two equations we got? Along x-axis, body is traveling according to half qe divided by m into t square. So this is the equation of motion along x-axis. Now along y-axis, how it is moving along y-axis? It is moving according to half gt square. That's all, Nama. Now by using these two relations, how can I calculate equation of trajectory? Can you say, anybody? By using these two equations, how can I calculate equation of trajectory? Can you say, anybody? Just divide both of them. Equation of trajectory means relation between x and y, no? Time should not be present. So what I can do? Just divide both of them. So if I divide both of them, so x by y, or I will take y by x. So y by x is equals to, and what are the terms which get cancelled? So half gt square divided by half qe t square divided by m. So half will get cancelled, no? T square also will get cancelled. So y by x is equals to g into m divided by qe. That's all, Nama. So therefore y is equals to, so therefore what is y value we got? Y is equals to, so mg divided by qe into x. This is the relation which I got. Are you able to understand, ma? So y is equals to mg divided by qe into x. Clear? Now can you say, by looking at this equation, this is the equation for which kind of path? Is it a parabolic path? Is it a hyperbola? Is it a circular path? It is an elliptical path? What? What is this one? Can you see? Mathematics students, can you see? Dikshit, are you there? What kind of equation is this? M is a constant, no? G is a constant, no? Q is a constant, no? E is also a constant, no? So this is of the form of y is equals to mx. Y is equals to mx, this is the equation of what? This is the equation of a straight line. This is the equation of a straight line. Are you able to understand, ma? So therefore, if this is the charged particle, one force is acting in this direction, electrostatic force, and one more force is acting in downwards direction. So the resultant of these two is that body is moving in this direction. It is moving in a straight line. Okay, ma? So it is not a parabolic path, but it is moving in a straight line because two accelerations are acting. No? If there is only one acceleration, then it will take a parabolic path. But two accelerations are acting, so finally it is moving in a straight line. Are you able to understand? Come on. Make a note up to here. So here there is a body of mass m which is resting on a frictionless surface. Clear? So it is at a distance of d from this vertical wall. This is a vertical wall which is present at a distance of d. Are you able to understand? Now if an uniform electric field is applied horizontally towards the wall, it means this is the direction of electric field which is applied. And it is also given that the collision between this body and this wall, it is perfectly elastic. What is meant by elastic collision already we have studied, no? So momentum is always conserved, kinetic energy is also conserved. Then if the motion, find if the motion of the ball is simple harmonic motion or not. That is the question. Clear, ma? So can you say how can you calculate? Can you try? So see what are the different forces which are acting and see how can you discuss about the motion of this body. Similarly, try to calculate time period also. Time period means time taken by this ball to again reach to the same position, or it will complete one cycle in how much time. Okay? Can you try, ma? Anybody? Think about this. Okay? So see. So this is the ball of mass m. Clear, ma? And it is having a positive charge of q. So if electric field is applied in this direction, then what will happen? Positive charge will experience a force in the direction of electric field. So therefore, what is the net force? Net force is only electrostatic force, which is called Q into E. Clear, Nama? So net force formula is mass into acceleration. So therefore, what is the acceleration of this body? Acceleration is QE divided by m. That's all, no? So this body will accelerate with this much amount of acceleration. A is equals to QE divided by m. Are you able to understand, ma? Now with this acceleration, it will travel up to how much distance? It will travel up to a distance of d. So therefore, which equation I can calculate? I can calculate S is equals to ut plus half at square, no? If time taken for the body to go and collide with this wall, if time taken is t, then I can use this relation. S is equals to ut plus half at square. So S is nothing but d, no? Distance traveled by the body. So initial velocity is how much? 0. It is starting from rest position. Plus half. Acceleration is how much? QE divided by m. So QE divided by m multiplied by t square. So therefore, what is the time taken? Time taken is equals to 2 dm divided by QE root. That's all, Amma. So this is the time taken by the body to travel from here to here. Okay. Now with a particular velocity, it will go and collide this wall, no? With a particular velocity, this goes and collides with this wall. How can I calculate that velocity? So again, I can use this relation. V square minus u square is equals to 2as. Final velocity with which we collide, that I don't know. Initial velocity is 0. So 2 into acceleration is how much? QE divided by m, clear, ma? Multiplied by distance. Distance is d. So therefore, V is equals to square root of 2 QED divided by m. So with this velocity, the body goes and strikes the wall. Clear, ma? Then what he gave? Then he gave that collision is perfectly elastic. Can you say what is meant by collision is perfectly elastic? What is meant by collision is perfectly elastic? Collision is perfectly elastic means if this velocity with this strike this wall, then it returns back also with the same speed. That is the meaning of this one, Nama. So if this with this speed, if it goes and strikes the wall with the same speed, it will return back also. That is called as elastic collision. Kinetic energy will be always conserved. Clear, ma? So if it is returning back also with the same velocity, then what is the acceleration experienced now? Now what is the acceleration experienced? When it is traveling in forward direction, then acceleration experienced is this much. Now when it is colliding and returning back, then what is the acceleration experienced? Same acceleration but in opposite direction. Clear, Nama? So therefore, in returning back, what is the acceleration? It will experience a retardation. Now it is not accelerating, no? It will experience a retardation. Why retardation? Because force is acting in this direction, but body is moving in this direction. Clear, Nama? So what is the magnitude of retardation? Same. A is equals to minus QE divided by M. So this is the retardation experienced by the body. Clear, Nama? And with what velocity it will return? It will return with a velocity of this much. Clear, Nama? Now to reach from here to again to the original position, now again how much time it will take? Same time it will take, because distance traveled is also same, retardation is also same, magnitude of acceleration is also same. Then again to return from wall to the initial position, that is to a distance of d, again it will take same time. So therefore, time taken to reach initial position, is how much? So again time will be equal to same time. So square root of 2 dm divided by q into e. Same time it will take. Are you able to understand, ma? Okay. Now by the time this body reaches here, what will be its velocity? By the time it reaches from here to here, what will be its velocity? Velocity will be 0. Why velocity will be 0? Because previously it started from 0 velocity only, no? So when it reaches here, again its velocity will be 0. Clear, Nama? So it will reach here and again it will experience some force, no? Again it will go and strike the wall, again return back. So it will definitely oscillate. So what is the time of oscillation? Time of the oscillation is t plus t. This time plus this time. So what is the total time? 2 into square root of 2 dm divided by qe. So with this time period, the body will oscillate. But is it a simple harmonic motion or not? That is the question. This is not a simple harmonic motion. Why this is not a simple harmonic motion? In simple harmonic motion, body will oscillate only with the help of a restoring force. What is the restoring force? Fr is equals to minus kx. If this force is present, then only it is called a simple harmonic motion. There should be a restoring force, which is always trying to bring the body back to the mean position. Are you able to understand, ma? And restoring force is directly proportional to x, no? That is, if x value changes, restoring force also should change. But here, body is experiencing a constant force. What is the constant force? F is equal to QE. It is experiencing same amount of force. So definitely this is not a simple harmonic motion. This is just oscillatory motion. But this is not a simple harmonic motion. So that is the final conclusion which we have drawn. Have you understood, ma? Come on, make a note of this one. So here, body is sliding with a constant velocity. And this, what you call inclined plane, it is having a coefficient of friction also. It means friction is not neglected in this condition. Are you able to understand, ma? And electric field is applied horizontally. Mass of the body is m and it is having a charge of q. Angle of inclination is theta. Then this q value we are supposed to find out. This mass is having how much amount of charge. Okay, come on. So draw the different free body diagrams of this mass, see what are the different forces which are acting and see which are the forces which are balanced and try to calculate the amount of charge. Okay. So try for 2 minutes, then we will discuss this one. Come on. Come on. So, any idea? Any idea about what is happening? Okay. Sima. First of all, what is meant by body is sliding with uniform velocity? Acceleration is 0, no? That is the meaning of this one. Acceleration is 0 means body, all the forces which are acting, they are exactly balanced with each other. That is the meaning of this one, no? So therefore, constant velocity constant velocity means that acceleration is 0. Now let us see what are the different forces which are acting on this system. Clear ma? So this is a body of mass m. Clear ma? So first of all, its weight mg will be acting in downwards direction. No ma? This mg, I can split this one into two components like this. Clear ma? So this is angle theta. If this is theta, this is also theta geometrically. Clear? And to this theta, this is the opposite side, so this becomes mg sin theta. To this theta, this is the adjacent side, so this becomes mg cos theta. Are you able to understand ma? And if body is coming downwards, then friction will be acting in upward direction, no? And body is already in motion, the friction should have reached already maximum value. So what is the maximum friction called as limiting friction, which is called as mu into n. Coefficient of friction is you know, and n is the normal reaction acting on this block. Clear ma? So there is one more force, no? If this is the charge q, then electrostatic force, if it is acting in this direction, then this is the direction of Fe. Fe is equals to q into E. And this is making how much angle? If this is theta, this is also angle theta. So these are the different forces which are acting. Clear nama? Then now this QE also, I can split this one into two components, no? How can I split this? Fe is equals to QE. So this is one component and this is another component. I can split like this. Are you able to understand ma? So what is this one? This one is QE cos theta and this is QE sin theta. So these are the different forces which are acting. Are there any other forces ma? Weight we have split into two components, friction, electrostatic force of repulsion, and there is one more force which is called as normal reaction. Okay. Now can you say what are the forces which are balanced in vertical direction? In vertical direction, how many vertical direction is in this direction? The vertical direction which is perpendicular to the inclined surface. Clear ma? So what are the forces which are balanced in y-axis? Here what is meant by y-axis ma? This is y-axis, this is x-axis. Don't be confused here. Clear? So x-axis is parallel to the inclined plane. Y-axis is perpendicular to the inclined plane. Along y-axis, what are the different forces? Normal reaction is acting in upward direction, no? So normal reaction. Any other forces which are acting in upward direction, ma? No, only one force is acting in upward direction. And what are the forces which are acting in downwards direction, that is perpendicular to the contact surface? One force is mg cos theta. So one force is mg cos theta. Any other force? There is one more force, no? QE sin theta. Clear ma? So one more force which is acting is QE sin theta. So this is one more force. Clear no? So therefore this is my equation number 1. N is equals to mg cos theta plus QE sin theta. This is my equation number 1. Similarly, along x-axis, what are the different forces which are acting? X-axis means parallel to the inclined plane. So one downward force which is acting is mg sin theta. So mg sin theta is acting in downwards direction. Clear ma? Any other force? No other force. Clear ma? So QE cos theta and FL, they are acting in upward direction, that is above the inclined plane. They are acting in opposite direction to the direction of mg sin theta. So therefore the other two forces which are acting are QE cos theta plus mu s into n. So these are the two forces which are acting opposite to the direction of mg sin theta. It means mg sin theta is balanced by these two forces and normal reaction is because of these two forces. Are you able to understand ma? Now instead of n, I can substitute mg cos theta plus QE sin theta, no? So therefore substitute here. So therefore mg sin theta is equals to QE cos theta plus mu s into n. N value is how much? N value is mg cos theta plus QE sin theta. That's all, no? So this is my equation number 2. Okay. Now in this total equation, what is the only unknown equation? Mu value is given, no? Mu value is given, mass is given, theta is given, E is given, every value is given. Only Q is not given. That is my required answer. Okay. Come on, make a note up to here and derive equation for Q. That is my required answer. Okay, ma? Come on. Okay. So we will try to calculate here. So therefore, what are the terms? in which I have QE, Q is present. Here I have QE, here also I have QE. So I will write QE cos theta minus QE cos theta plus mu s QE sin theta is equals to mg sin theta minus mu s mg cos theta. That's all, Rama. So therefore Q, if I take common, then E cos theta plus mu s E sin theta is equals to mg sin theta minus mu s mg cos theta. So therefore what is Q value? So mg sin theta minus mu s mg cos theta divided by E cos theta plus mu s E sin theta. Okay, so this is the amount of charge which is present on this